Hello, collectors. Welcome to hour number 3 of Hobby Palooza 2024. If you didn't catch it at the end of the last show, there is a giveaway going right now for a case that if you donate in the next 15 minutes, you could be eligible for an entry into the prize wheel to try to get that. So the next show we've got here is John Newman and Danny Black, the Card Mensches, have brought their show to Hobby Palooza. So before we get that, let's get you that information of how you can donate to our great cause we're doing a charity for, Signatures for Soldiers. So here is that information for you. The official charity of Hobby Palooza 2024 is Signatures for Soldiers. Since 2014, it has been their mission to help serve those who served our nation when it called on them and who now need our help. They work in cooperation with other charitable organizations to assist veterans with disabilities, homeless veterans, and existing members of the armed forces and their families who need extra support. Their efforts have been documented in Forbes and Beckett magazines. They will be operating a booth at the National, which is their biggest fundraising event of the year, as it includes a charity auction with the support of Heritage Auction House. For more information, visit signaturesforsoldiers.com. To donate to Signatures for Soldiers for our Hobby Palooza event, please use PayPal Goods and Services to send your money. Last year, Mike's PayPal account was frozen by too many people using friends and family. I will happily donate the PayPal P myself to make your donation whole. Send it to jecoffma@yahoo.com. That was jecoffma@yahoo.com. For every $10 donated, you will have an entry to one of the pieces of artwork created by Scott of Reindeer Studios or Eric Fourleaf that they will be making live on their Hobby Palooza show. Additionally, collectors have 50 exclusive Quad Auto channel cards available to the first 50 people who donate and request one. In the notes section with your PayPal payment, at a minimum, please include your YouTube handle. If you want to get one of the autographed channel cards, also include your mailing address. Every dollar collected will be presented by check to Signatures for Soldiers at the National in Cleveland. Thank you for supporting this worthy cause.
Well, hello.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know. We're noon. It's like brunch time. Good morning. Good afternoon.
We're a late night show usually.
Yeah. So let's talk. I'm John Newman from Sports Card Nation. That is Danny Black from Hobby News Daily. Well, we do a show together called Card Mensches. It's every other Friday night at 9 p.m. live. And then it comes out the following Monday in podcast form. In audio. Got my Signatures for Soldiers shirt on today. Congrats to 4 collectors, by the way, shattering the record for money raised for this great organization. So I don't know if they're sick of us yet, Danny, but between Hobby News Daily, Hobby Hotline,
I'm sick of us.
Mensches, we're back. Yeah, I know. I'm tired. I'm not even working this show.
You know what? So, it's for a good cause. And I just want to draw attention to the bottom of the screen. So, if you're joining in for the first time, this weekend, or if you've been here all weekend, make sure you follow that link and make your donation to Signatures for Soldiers. It's an extremely worthy cause, and that's why we're so happy to do this.
Yeah, and like the intro there says, Tim's going to be at the National set up. Go over to that gentleman, shake his hand for a job well done. It's hard to put into words what he's done with that organization and the hobby, right? Give yourselves a hand as well. Everyone who donated, it doesn't happen without that. So, and you can donate at the National where they raise even more money. All right, Danny. So I think I gave them the gist. I don't know where we'll call this a special episode of Mensches. A few weeks back, we did our favorite American League cards from each team. It could be vintage, it could be modern. It doesn't have to be a rookie card.
My all-time favorite Rays card. My all-time favorite Brewers. Well, they're in the National League now. That shows my age, but we're moving over today.
So today we figured we'll do the National League and we'll do it for Hobby Palooza. Again, folks, this is just our favorite cards. Please, in the chat room, tell us we're wrong, right. Share your particular favorite for each team as we go through it. These these don't have to be rookie cards, but I have a feeling a lot of mine will be, the full disclosure and transparency. But it's for whatever reason that's your favorite card of each team. Again, it could be a vintage error, it could be modern, it could have been a product that came out last week. But whatever kind of floats our boat. We don't know each other's picks, so there's a chance we might even have potentially the same card for the same team, which makes it kind of fun. So I don't know where you want to start off, Dan. What kind of order? I just have mine written down on a piece of paper here.
I'll go. Let's just do alphabetical order for the National League.
Okay. Well, I didn't put it in that order,
Okay,
so
well then I got it. I have it in that order.
Okay.
So if it's National League cards, yeah, we'll get to the Dodgers. Arizona Diamondbacks, which is a tough one. I personally am going with Randy Johnson 2000 Topps Chrome.
All right.
I'll be honest. I thought about maybe a Corbin Carroll from last year. I wasn't blown away. There was not a lot that really turned me on, to be honest.
All right. I went with a Topps Chrome too, but and a pitcher, except I picked a different guy. I went with the 2008 Topps Chrome Max Scherzer.
Okay.
Which is right here. Thank you to John running the show backstage engineering. So just a great card. I know he's just about to come back and get back on the mound after an injury. It hasn't been a great last couple years as a Mets fan. I know that sort of firsthand. But I think arguably, he's probably going to make the Hall of Fame. I don't know. What say you here?
Well, I like it, and I also like Philly Joe's comment about a Goldschmidt rookie card.
Goldschmidt, yeah, you got your Jewish connection there.
I'll admit I might have gone Goldschmidt over Randy Johnson had I thought about it a little more. That's a tough one for me.
Yeah, I had Goldschmidt on my short list, and I don't know. Maybe it's the two different colored eyes on Max Scherzer that convinced me to, vote for, pick this card. But Goldschmidt having a great year this year, so I won't argue Goldschmidt. Corbin Carroll, he was on my short list, but he's pretty new. He's actually not having a great year, so I went with the Scherzer Chrome update.
All right, so that moves us to a team with a lot more history and a lot more options. And for full disclosure, I have some ties to the Braves, and so it's the Atlanta Braves is number 2. Do you want to go first on this one, or are we both going to be chalk?
Yeah, I think we're probably, without knowing your pick, I think we're both going to be chalk. When I looked at my complete list, I was a little disappointed because I looked at my list and it was a lot of chalk.
It's lot of chalk in the National League.
Yeah, nothing too outside the lines. The card, I actually have the card behind me. Anytime I can show it off. I don't know if I put it in, but it's the Aaron, right?
Yep.
54 rookie. I'm years ago I wasn't a huge fan of the 54 tops, but recently, sorry for the glare. Recently, the last few years, the 54 tops has grown on me. Which the dual photo, you got your close up and sort of an inaction and the facsimile autograph. So, it's Hank Aaron. It's the rookie. It's an iconic card.
And I know it's the Milwaukee Braves, but we're putting him on the Atlanta Braves. This is not government official.
Yeah, I know. Ruben is calling a technicality, but we'll say the Braves organization. They happen to be Milwaukee when he started, and then you say Hank Aaron. What do you think? You think Atlanta Braves? I think maybe both.
And it was the predecessor to the Atlanta. Yeah, there we go, Philly Joe. All right. Well, I'll tell you if you want to make me pick an Atlanta Brave card, Chipper Jones rookie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could go. There's Andrew Jones. Don't sleep on Bob Horner. How about the Glenn Hubbard snake card, the boa card?
I thought
Dale
about
Murphy Dale Murphy reverse negative upper deck is a classically chased card.
Yep.
So, and they did, vintage goats. They did start as the Boston Braves. So, we'll sneak in the Aaron as a Braves franchise card. So, with our apologies to Milwaukee and Boston.
And Ruben, I would have taken Eddie Matthews, but I in qualifying.
Yeah, how about Eddie Matthews 52 tops? I mean, yeah, Dave. This is what's fun about these shows, right? Is everyone can have a different opinion. No one's wrong.
And the answer is not most
valuable. My wife tells me I'm wrong all the time, but no one really is wrong.
What do I tell you? You wake up every morning, just apologize because you're going to screw up something that day, and then move on. Get out of bed and start your day.
I'm married 25 years, so I got to be doing either something right, or we just at this point it's too late, to hit the eject button.
Good to see some friends from.
All right.
From Friday night.
Battery has.
Yeah. As a Brave fan, I bless you. Technical mistake and allow it. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Who's next on the alphabetical?
Chicago Cubs. And I think we're going to do it again.
Yeah, we are. And I don't have this card.
Let's ask the chat. Chicago Cubs history. What's your favorite card? Thank you, Keegan. In the chat, Chicago Cubs history. To me, there's one card that stands out above. I thought about the Ernie Banks rookie, and I went with it.
Oh, I thought you were going to throw a curveball there.
Nope. It got to be the 24 Dansby Swanson, 1888 Cap Anson. Yep. 54 Banks. Yeah. Clean cheap shots.
I went with the 54 Banks as well. It's a card that's on my list to maybe take home from the National here in 30 days, if I'm fortunate. I don't own it at this point. I do want to. Again, along the same lines as the Aaron that we just spoke about. Classic card, very condition sensitive, as is the set. Mark Grace, I thought about the 87 Donruss rated rookie Greg Maddux as well. You got a lot, Ron Santo. You got a lot of great Cubs. I mean,
first of all, shout out to Silver Jackify.
There you go. $100, and that record gets higher to shoot for next year. So very cool. Jerome
Walton.
The 89 Bowman, Jerome Walton was a lot of people were chasing that along with the Griffey.
Remember, he was the next thing.
He was. That was like him and Griffey. Like you pulled either one of those, it wasn't terrible. Now you just want the Griffey, but it's at the time, he was very important. You got Mark Pryor. I know for Cubs fans, some people are, holding their hands over their ears. Mark Pryor, by the way, still in baseball. Last I knew, he was the pitching coach for the LA Dodgers. So there you go. There. But the Cubs are loaded with you could have went in a lot of Andre Dawson, Ryan Sandberg. I went with the Banks. I just think let's play to, quiet guy, just went about his business, did it the right way. Iconic card. Again, there's no wrong Cubs card, in my opinion. Whatever you pick.
Cincinnati Reds.
All right.
Cincinnati Reds. I'll tell you, I gave serious consideration to two cards. I'll let you go first.
Again, I want to. This is after I did my list.
I
might have changed one or two things. I went chalk. I think this is chalk, man. I know he's kind of a polarizing guy, but it's the Pete Rose rookie. I know Four Collectors has their card based on like those 63 Topps rookie. That's not why I picked it. I can't argue that. That was on my. That was. It's funny that the two just. That was my 3 cards. That was my 3 cards that were on my list that I had to pick one: the Rose, the Robinson, and the bench.
Well,
and
I went with the 57, Frank.
Look, yeah, and I have one. It's right over here. I love the card. I went with the Rose. I like Frank Robinson, the person, better than Pete Rose, the person. But, the all-time hits leader, probably not going to be broke, that record. It's Pete Rose. It's, Mr.
Dual
Baseball
player.
for years.
Yeah, we picked the design because they look silly. See?
Yeah. But, that's just a classic card. And when they're all classic cards.
Larry's
Frank
right.
Yeah, here's mine. Just so you don't think I know I got glare coming in, but there's my Frank. They're all great, right? Like I always say, I won't throw any of those out of bed. Frank Robinson rookie, bench rookie, Pete Rose rookie. I don't even have the Pete Rose rookie at this point, so I just kind of went with, I think, a record that won't be broken, a card that people instantly know what it is when they see it, even though I would say the other ones probably check those boxes as well. Barry Larkin,
Maybe that's the next level down.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
How about Chris Sabo? Any Chris Sabo fans?
Only his goggles. Hey, he was Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Hey, we're talking about Jerome Walton of the Cubs. We can throw in a Chris Sabo of the Reds.
Without a doubt. All right, Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, this is tough. I'll let you go first. I think we're going to be different here. I think
you're giving me all the tough ones. I'm sure somebody in the chat will find something better than I did. 93 Topps traded Todd Helton.
All right, that was my second choice.
Okay,
so I did not pick that. I went with 2013 Topps Chrome Nolan Arenado. I know he's in St. Louis now, but he played many years.
No, I thought about him, but I didn't go.
You got Larry Walker, 90 Leaf. I didn't pick it.
Well, but I think of him as coming up with the Expos.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that 90 Leaf is an Expos card. My bad. So you could have picked the Larry Walker eventual later on card, but I went with Arenado. I think he doesn't get a lot of fanfare, but when his career is over, he's going to be talked about as one of the top third basemen probably of all time. Very quietly. He's going to sneak up. I think he's sneaking up on people now. I don't think we realize how good he is. He stays healthy. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, and his numbers are going to, when we put him up against the third baseman that came up before him, he's going to be right there. David Need, who I believe was their first pick in the expansion draft. So,
and I agree with you on Arenado, except I think by the time his greatness is recognized, he's going to be associated with St. Louis.
True, but where did he make his bones? Right, and he made his bones, and that was the rub on him. A lot of people say, "Oh, he's playing in Colorado. He's taking advantage of the thin air, and some of those home runs won't be homer somewhere else." And he went to St. Louis, and he's done similar things. So he's proven that
Helton is Mr. Rock.
He is. He backed up. I think he started in front of Peyton
Manning at Tennessee.
So there's a lot. Yeah, the Helton pick's not bad. I just went with. I think when all is said and done, Arenado is going to be looked at as the better player overall. Like Helton had to try to sneak in, the Hall of Fame a few times. I think Arenado is going to get in first or second ballot. Charlie Blackmon. How is he? Is he still there? I think he is. That's crazy. Yeah, well, just on longevity, you got to almost root. You got to, vote for Charlie Blackmon.
All right, I'm done with the Rockies. They bore me. Let's go to something fun. All right. Los Angeles Dodgers. And I think we both agree that we can extend this back to Brooklyn based upon our made up rules. Does that work for you?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll to satisfy the technical people out there. I'll
Okay.
give two cards. Obviously, you know where I'm going with the first one, right? Another card behind me here. It's the Jackie, right? The 48 leaf.
Yep.
That's my Grail card, man. That thing, somehow I don't sleep with it, but I probably should. I remember when I bought it, and my wife, who doesn't ask me much about cards, she's like, "What did that cost?" And I told her, and I had to pick her jaw up off the floor. But Jackie's my dude. I know it's definitely chalk for me. It's a layup for me, Joe Pignatano, former Brooklyn Dodger, and LA. So my to satisfy the LA Dodger, like, hey, that's not an LA Dodger. I'm gonna go with the Koufax 1960 tops. Love the 60 tops design.
Okay.
Love the Koufax 1960. And I have the Koufax rookie that's behind me. I love the Koufax 1960 top stuff.
All right. Well, for those who know me, I was choosing between the Jackie, but it's got to be the Koufax rookie.
Yeah, so we covered the base. And listen, you talk about the Dodgers. I mean, there's a lot of different ways. That organization is loaded with superstars from every era.
Kershaw, I thought about.
Yeah,
he's going to go down for another generation. I didn't pick it. But there's the Piazza Caros, of course.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's the only thing, is I was willing to go to the Brooklyn Dodgers for that card.
Yeah, listen, anytime I can talk about Jackie Robinson, you open that hole, I'll run through it. So, but all right,
any other Dodgers we're forgetting? Fernando Valenzuela.
I mean, you got that 81 that caused a lot of
that was a hot card.
The hype. Yeah. Steve Garvey, who's not in the Hall, I can make a case he should be. I know probably some people can like to make the case he shouldn't be, which he isn't. But he's a legendary Dodger. Finished kind of out with the Padres. Ron Say is Charlie Huff. We're probably leaving somebody out. So, there's just so many great. Steve Sachs was a huge.
Pedro Guerrero, nice call, Larry.
Pedro Guerrero. Some people will get that. Some won't. That's okay.
Vince Scully. Calling Koufax's perfect game. I don't know. That's what popped into my head when I think Dodgers. So and for now. All right.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. I saw him pitch early in his career as a young kid, 10, 11 years old. That was just a pretty cool moment that I still remember, 40 years later.
We are going now with the Miami Marlins.
Slash Florida Marlins.
Yeah.
Slash Fire Sale Marlins. I think
exactly.
we covered all the slash.
Exactly.
You worked for them?
No, I worked.
No, you didn't. Yeah,
I went to one of their first.
That's where I get confused. All
right. So on the Marlins, you want to go first?
Yeah, this one might be a little. I don't want to say controversial. I see a couple Miggy's votes for Miggy. Not a bad pick. It wasn't mine. This guy, had a great. Yeah, 2003. Dontrell Willis. And this guy was the toast of Major League Baseball for a few years. He threw hard, had a dominating fastball, kind of a character, wore his hat a little bit to the side. Was a great interview. Really was having fun. He reminded sort of me of like Griffey Jr. on the mound, just having fun, playing, a little bit of a character, running out onto the field. So I went with this one. I know it may not be some people's first choices, but I went with Dontrell.
Definitely caught me off guard there. I was choosing between two, and Dontrell the D train was not on the list. I'm torn between Miguel Cabrera.
Gary Sheffield played there.
And Mike Stanton. Mike Giancarlo Stanton. Jean Carlos. The chat is making me doubt my pick. I'm not going to lie. I originally was going Stanton, but the more I think about it, Miguel Cabrera.
Stanley Ramirez. There was a stretch even with
I think of him with
Stanley Ramirez for fantasy baseball players like myself. There was a few years he was like close to the number one pick in fantasy drafts. Like he was a legit player he burned out very quickly, but he was legit there for a couple of years. They've had some players come through that organization. Renteria, long time Marlin. Yeah. Mike Piazza, who was there for like 15 minutes. You could have went Piazza. Yeah, Arias. So
Rise, did he get a card in 1 year between Minnesota?
I'm sure he's in top series too. So Kevin Brown, other mound guy.
That's why I'm changing to Miguel Cabrera, because he's going to have the greatest career, I think, when you look back on all of them. I mean,
when we talk about what team are they known for, though, I know he got to start there. Well, we're going to know him as a Tiger mostly. Well, he's going to go in the Hall unless he pulls a shocker. He's going to be donning a Tiger's hat on his plaque. Would you disagree?
It's not a matter of disagreeing, but if we're talking about cards, I like the card.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So, and Jeff Conine. I want to give a shout out to Jeff Conine.
Great Conine.
Yeah.
Put that chip over your bingo board if you thought you were going to hear Jeff Conine during
Piazza, Mets Hall of Famer.
Yeah. He was a Marlin for like he landed at the airport, got out, played a game, and then left town.
Did he play one game?
Yeah, he played for the Marlins. Not very long. It was great.
Orlando, how many games did Piazza play with them? I'm curious.
Someone look it up. All right.
So let's go to the Brewers. And if we're I'm choosing a card here that Conan is Mr. Marlin and first pick ever. Probably one game, he said, for Piazza. Yeah. That's what I thought at most. Okay. So going on to the Brewers. So they were an American League team. Now they're a National League team. So you're probably picking an American League player. I'm guessing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're going Sal Frelick.
I see Robin Yount. That's a great call. I didn't pick that card. It was on my list. I'm thinking I might have done an error here after I announced my pick, because Robin Yount, rookie, is a great card. He's another player. Sometimes we don't talk about enough as how good he was, but not my pick. I don't know. I don't want to speak for you.
Well, go ahead. Whose turn is it? Your turn.
I think it's mine. Let me get out of the way. I don't know if it's to make up for the pick with the Braves card in the beginning. So I went with Aaron's first card, and I went with Aaron's last card, the 1976 Topps Hank Aaron. This is a great card. You can see, when the aging as he was on his last legs in the big leagues. Still productive, not the same player, obviously, as a younger Hammer and Hank, but, still hitting a few more home runs out. And I love this card. I just love, he's batting, he's looking at the camera, and it's kind of saying goodbye, right? It's sort of a saying goodbye card to a tremendous career. And I love this card. I know it's not his most valuable card. I know there are probably better Brewer cards overall, right? But when we did this, designed this show, it's our favorite card from each team. This is mine. And no slight to the 75 Topps Robin Yount, which I own, and it's a great card in its own right. This is probably where I didn't go chalk. So here, that's my pick.
Well, now I feel like I should have gone first. I went chalk. I went Robin Yount.
Yeah. And listen, I'm not going to criticize you. It was either, for me, it was either going to be the Yount or the Aaron, and I just kind of bookend it with the rookie to the end, and that's to each their own, as they say.
No, I just think that Yount rookie is becoming for our generation really almost one of the most recognizable rookies of the Hall of Famers we grew up on.
Yeah, another guy that did Arenado sort of reminds me of Yount. When you're watching him play, he's good, and then you don't realize like this guy is going to be a Hall of Famer. And I think
Yount was more athletic.
Yeah, probably, but I mean, Arenado has more power. We're not doing tail of the tape here. So,
all right, so yes, absolutely. Let's take a time to remind people to like and donate. Yep. If you look at the bottom of the screen, the whole purpose of this is to raise money for Signatures for Soldiers. So use your.
I'm wearing my shirt.
Yep. Use PayPal. The address is on the bottom, and John from Four Collectors is being gracious enough to cover the fees for goods and services. Cool. So that's an incredible donation from him and help. So just a shout out to those guys for taking
$1, $2,
yeah,
$5. There's really no amount. It all adds up, right? Even $1, $2 at a time, $5 at a time. That all adds up. If you're going to the National, like I said earlier, go up, shake Tim's hand, buy some cards. They'll have autographed cards and memorabilia at his table. 100%, not 99, not 98, 100% all goes to the charity. Okay. Tim doesn't take a salary. He has a regular job. He does it out of the kindness of his heart. Started with a $500 goal, and he's raised over 6 figures with the help of everyone else as well. And he'll tell you that himself. He's very humble, and while he kind of spearheads it, he knows without everyone pitching in, he wouldn't have got to that mountain. So great organization.
And there we go. I love seeing the super sticker.
Yeah. Hey, Mark.
Yeah. Nice job. All right. So getting back, Yount had 3,142 hits.
Yeah, man, people don't realize. People don't realize. Even me, I'm gonna throw myself a little under the bus. It took me a little bit to realize how great he was. After the fact, kind of post career, when I started looking at those numbers and so, holy crap, like he was better than I thought he was.
Well, Paul Molitor to me was the same way.
Yeah, Molitor's another one.
Great numbers. Yeah. And he played a decent shortstop in center field. Yeah. Yep. And he came up at 18. Yep. I feel better. Yeah, I'll take the Yount rookie. I'm feeling good about that.
I know. I wanted to not go chalk, so I won't. Yount rookie probably should have been the pick, but we wanted to have. We didn't compare notes, but it's nice having 2 different picks too.
All right. Well, I'm gonna make my next pick. I don't know if you went chalk. I did, so I'm gonna just make mine and get out of the way and let you have the New York Mets. This is your team. So I'm gonna simply say the Nolan Ryan rookie. And no.
Well, that's your pick. It's not my pick. That's my signal to you that I didn't go there. So
I didn't think you would. I figured it'd be Greg Jeffries, but we'll find out. So
love
I,
Greg
I, I
Jeffries.
went with the Ryan rookie. I'm going to rename it the Kuzman rookie. I went with the Kuzman rookie.
Yeah, no, I love Greg Jeffries.
Mark. Seaver was my number 2. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it was my number 1, and it's
Really?
also my number Seaver. And we roomed together last year at the National. We're rooming together this year at the National. I went in I don't have one. Don't ask me. I was sleeping at the wheel. I always thought I could just pick it up whenever. I tried to get one last year. The comps were over what they should have been. I didn't bring one home. They have come down. I kind of just did some research getting ready for the National. I think this is the year I bring home a 67 Topps Tom Seaver, which is my Mets card. There's a lot of great cards. You could go with the 84 Strawberry traded. You got 85 Topps Gooden. I know the stuff surrounding them. There's a Rusty Staub is Big Red is a big fan favorite. Greg Jeffries was on my short list. People who know me know I have 3 binders in my garage. They're not in the house anymore. They've been relegated to the garage shelf. But I have 3 binders of Greg Jeffries rookie. I thought my son would go to college on those, like a lot of people did. I really didn't think that, but it's a funny line, so I say it. But no, yeah, I went with the Seaver. I guess that's chalk for me, but you want Ryan. Knowing Ryan a great pitcher, but he wasn't in New York long enough.
Seaver's the better pitcher.
Yeah.
No argument.
Dave Magadan. There you go.
Yeah.
Not a Dave Magadan guy.
John
Lastings Village and Preston Wilson. You want to go with obscure? How about some Wally Backman love?
Ray Knight, Jesse Orozco,
Mookie Wilson. Come on. Yeah, Mookie Chilson, Mookie Wilson.
You're right.
Kevin Elster. How about some Kevin Elster? How many obscure guys can we name? So
Mookie says Jerry Kuzman is the better Mets player than the Ryan rookie. There's truth to that. Better with the Mets.
That is true. I think that is true when you look at Mets career numbers. So
rookie.
Listen, Ryan rookie is a great card. It's just not going to be my Mets number 1 pick. It's going to be
and Seaver was my number 2, and I
Howard Johnson. I mean, Seaver's a statue outside Citi Field, man. Like
he's Mr. Met. There's no argument about it.
Yeah.
Well, Gary Carter, you could have gone with an older Gary
Carter. But he started in Montreal.
Right.
And listen, I love Gary Carter. Rest in peace. Gone too soon. But Tom Seaver is the franchise. I mean, that's what they called him, the franchise. That was his nickname. So again, that's chalk for me, but I had to pick it. I would sleep later tonight if I didn't pick my Seaver. So
for the Phillies, they're next. We got Philadelphia up here. Thought about going Lenny Dykstra, John Kruk, Mitch Williams, but very, very begrudgingly going Mike Schmidt rookie.
I went.
Well, I was just saying, you associate him with Philadelphia, you associate him with the Phillies, maybe the greatest third baseman of all time. There's something to be said. I think he will get more respect years down the road for what he did offensively and defensively. And that's, to me, that card will carry
Mickey Morandini.
Right.
I love it. I sound like
the Philly Fanatic was a close
Mickey Morandini, huh?
Philly Fanatic has a card.
Yeah, could have went that way. That's could have been your favorite.
Jeff Stone. Oh,
man. Then, again, the Phillies a long time organization. You could have went so many different ways here. That's my pick. That's on my screen. That is my pick right there. Rocket Rick nailed it. 49 Bowman, Robin Roberts. Look at the youngster right here. And played many years. Hall of Famer, obviously. And this was my pick. None against the Mike Schmidt rookie, or Mike Schmidt. Chuck Klein, 41 play ball, another good choice. There's no wrong answers here, folks. I went with Roberts because I think I love this card. 49 Bowman. You got the color, not the great color, but the color. Played a long time. Big numbers. I think he's sort of overshadowed from pitchers from his day. Your Whitey Fords and Warren Spahns. Then eventually Koufax came in the picture as well. Bob Gibson. But Robin Roberts, people don't talk about how good he was to those Philly teams. The Schmidt rookie, I own one. It's not a really an aesthetically pleasing card to me, so I went with the 49 Bowman, Robin Roberts.
It's a nice call.
Again, I tried to go a little off chalk. So,
all right, put him on the Yankees.
It's true. I agree with that.
All right, Pittsburgh Pirates.
We got to move. We have 40 minutes though.
Yeah, we can check time of possession if you want. Pittsburgh Pirates. I went Honus Wagner, T206.
Yeah, I didn't. But that's not a bet. Listen, no one's going to argue with that.
Somebody will, sure.
Oh, I will. I just don't think. There's my pick. 53 tops.
It's a great
Ralph Kiner. It's a great card. It's not his rookie. I went non-rookie card. I own a few of these cards. I'm not. Listen, you asked me, can I have this card or the Honus Wagner? I mean, come on. I get that. But this is more, the Honus Wagner, I tried to go obtainable with these, but not all the time.
I was going to go Clemente. I was going to go Bonds.
Clemente.
But I couldn't walk away from the Wagner.
55 Clemente I think that was my second pick. So, which probably should have been arguably the first. There's just so many great Pirates cards. The cards are probably better than the teams. The most years. You could have went Dave Parker, Willie Stargell, a lot of directions.
San Diego Padres. Thought about Ozzie Smith rookie, but didn't really associate him with the Padres for his career. I went with the Tony Gwynn rookie. I think Gwynn's just one of those players.
John Cangelosi. Yes. Who would have thought we would have heard him today? There's my pick, man. I love Tony Gwynn.
Oh,
I love Tony Gwynn.
Dave Winfield, drafted in 3 sports by 4 leagues.
Yeah, man. I love people who know me know my baseball love for Tony Gwynn. If I could pick 2, it'd be the 83 tops Gwynn and this card. But both Hall of Famers, obviously. I think the 83 tops Gwynn. It's not a great that just came across the screen. It's not a great shot. You know me. I'm a sucker for close, facial pictures. Do with that what you will, folks.
This is why we're usually at nighttime. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why we're on at nighttime usually with this show. 74 tops Winfield, 83 tops. I'll go 1 and 1A, whatever order you want to pick them. But this was my pick. And Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn is like the Tom Seaver to the Mets to the Padres. So I won't argue that.
This is an interesting one, and you and I have gone back and forth on some of these. San Francisco Giants. And are we going to extend this to the New York Giants?
I did. If that gives away my pick.
Well, there we go. You want to go first?
I went what I would consider chalk. Out of respect for what happened this past week, it's a 51 Bowman Mace.
Yeah.
Like this is a great card. Overshadowed a lot by the 51 Bowman Mantle, although they're both iconic cards. Willie Mays is Willie Mays. Willie Mays is probably a better player than Mickey Mantle. Some Yankee fans would probably have a picture of me on their dartboard now, but it's Willie. It's the 51. I know it's New York Giants. We'll skirt the, like, when you think Giants, you think Willie Mays. You probably think, Barry Bonds. Buster Posey comes on later on, and many others. There's other McCovey. Will Clark, a famous Giant. But I think I went chalk. Not that I wouldn't have picked this if we did this last year, but I think with happenings this week, it was the layup for me.
You know what? I'm not going to change my pick, and I wouldn't change my pick out of respect for Mays. It's the first one we've picked the same one, but the Cracker Jack Christy Mathewson is a heck of a card. So all right, well, we want to make sure we finish in time here, and this next one I think is going to be fun. St. Louis Cardinals. We might have gone the same one on this one.
Man, this one was the one, believe it or not, one of the toughest ones. I kept going back and forth between two cards. So I'm going to mention both quick. It's behind me. I'm not pulling it out. I love Stan Musial, much similar to my love for Tony Gwynn for non-Mets players. The 48 Leaf Musial was right there, but I went with the 59 Topps Bob Gibson. Just a dominating pitcher, scared people half to death, played longer than Sandy. That was that was always the debate, right? Gibson or Koufax. And I still think to this day, Gibson doesn't get enough love as a pitcher, even though he gets love as a pitcher. I think he doesn't get enough. Much like, and I love Koufax, short career. Sometimes I think we give him too much love as if he had played for 15 or 18 years. Bob Gibson did. Stan Musial, again, 1 and 1A, right? Gibson, Musial, and many greats that came even after them. But that, for the sake of time, those were my two.
Cardinals do have a ton, Larry. Matt Holliday, honorable mention, father of Jackson Holliday, if you're not familiar with him. I also thought about going with the Musial. I thought about going with the black and white, but 48, it's just not a great looking set. Some people actually put it in here, and I'm surprised it came through so quick. Is the Red Heart Musial? I wanted that Musial.
Bob Uecker. I mean, just for the comedy end, and then obviously a great broadcaster, better broadcaster than player, and self-admitted. So
yeah, absolutely. So I think Musial to me is one of the most underrated players in history, much less just in card.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to bring us to the final team here. We sped up quickly. Washington Nationals.
Yeah, this one might. I don't know if it'll surprise you. It might surprise you. I'll let you go first. Here.
All right. First of all, I'm not a Nationals fan, but I do like Bryce Harper. And I went with 2011 Bowman Chrome Draft Harper.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. It was on my short list. I will tell you, I did not pick a Bryce Harper card. This will be the. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I would have accepted, now that we think about it, we should have accepted Washington Senators also.
Yeah. Which would Harmon Killebrew rookie would have made that list. Although I picked that when we did the American League, I picked that as my Twins when we were allowed to skirt the rules since we make the rules. Right. My pick actually made the screen a couple slides back on comments. I went newer. It's the newest card that either of us will pick. It's the 2018 update Juan Soto. There it is. Ruben got it. I think, now with Harper in Philly doing things there, I'm not a huge Juan Soto guy, but he's a great player. He stayed fairly healthy. I don't want to jinx him here saying that, and then he blows out his ACL. But when another guy that's having just MVP type years, he's still very young. If this dude plays for 18, 20 or more years, he's going to be in that, one of the best players of all time. I mean, he's not going to be the best player of all time, but in that update, right, is what I like about it. It's affordable. You can acquire it, but it's still a great card. So I'm going with the 2018 update Soto.
I like both of our picks, but the chat room has, if we were accepting the Washington history,
Walter Johnson,
yeah. I'll admit I was not thinking back that point, but it definitely should be on the list of mentions, if nothing else. I mean, you're talking one of the great sets if you go T206. One of the greatest pitchers of ever. So,
yeah, that's the thing, man. When you've got to pick one card, and even after making some of the picks, when I wrote them down, I'm like, go even with the Padres and the St. Louis Cardinals with Gwynn, Musial, Winfield, Gwynn, and Winfield's not known. He's known mostly as a Yankee. So maybe, I should have went Gwynn. That's, hindsight being 20. That's the beauty of these lists and doing these kind of shows where we have to pick one card. And I think it's great. It plays well with chat because people can say, you guys are nuts. Or, hey, that's my pick too. So we had a little fun. We saved the National League for Hobby Palooza. If you want to see or hear our American League picks, you can go to our social medias and watch that show or download it at your favorite podcast platforms. We did that. We are nuts. I like nuts, peanuts, cashews. There's not too many pistachios. So
macadamia.
I don't know if I've even really had that often.
In a cookie? It's like
they're good. They're good. Not my favorite nut. We'll have to do a show where we rank our 10 favorite nuts.
The left one?
Left shark, right shark?
Right.
D's? How about D's?
D's.
And we're getting off the rails, as we usually do.
Mr. Newman, I don't know if the history of the American League seemed to be richer than the history of some of the National League expansion teams. Did you feel that way?
Yeah. I mean, when you got a choice. Yeah, I agree with that. I think there's iconic teams on both sides of the aisle here, but I think there was a little bit more on the American League side. To be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Rocker Rick, and everyone else. Thank you to the chat room too. Today, yesterday, on our other shows, the chat room really makes our job. I don't want to say job, but just makes our shows a lot more fun. Sometimes the chat room's better than we are, Danny. Let's keep it real here, and that saves the day too. So, but just in closing, here's winding down every other Friday, 9 p.m. Live. And then if you don't want to see our ugly mugs, I don't blame you. I don't watch the show when I'm not on it. You can download it in your favorite podcast platform. Comes out on the following Monday. We do it live Friday. It comes out Monday.
And normally we press the buttons here, and I have a smooth exit. So we're going to trust John here when we get to 55 minutes on the dot. But thank you to the new people in the chat room who we don't normally see. And shout out once again to the guys at Four Collectors.
Four Collectors. Thank you for letting us be thank you for letting us be a part of it. Signatures for Soldiers. Every dollar now breaks the record. So be part of the record breaking process.
Keating, I know it's still in the suitcase from the weekend.
I need less lighting. I need to be in like the witness protection. I just need to be like a black silhouette.
Say goodbye, John.